Welcome back, everyone, to the Systems Thinker Show. This is Season 7, Episode 57, and we are so glad you're tuning in. It's just incredible. We want to give a huge shout out and our deepest gratitude to our listeners in over 55 countries now. And a special hello to the many students from China who are listening in from our case study website. We see you and we appreciate you. Now, before we jump in, a quick but really important ask. If you're getting value out of what we do here, would you do us a huge favor? Please hit that subscribe or follow button. Here's the deal. Less than 20% of our regular listeners are actually subscribed. Hitting that button is free, but it's massive for us. It helps us with the streaming algorithms so we can keep bringing you these best-in-class business and cultural insights. And hey, if you really love it, share it with 10 friends or colleagues who you think would benefit. And just a reminder, this show is the perfect companion to the business playbooks Shift Happens, Culture by Design Volume 1, and the brand new Culture by Design Volume 2. You can find all three on Amazon and other online bookstores pretty much anywhere in the world. All right, if you're the kind of person who loves big flavor and real craftsmanship, you gotta listen up. Today's sponsor is Crunch Time Gourmet Popcorn and Apples in Bridgeport, West Virginia. Their whole motto is made fresh, made fun, made to crunch, and they are not kidding. Their homemade caramel is the absolute star of the show. Imagine this. Andes Mint Chocolate Caramel Apples. A Granny Smith apple dipped in that homemade caramel, covered in milk chocolate, then rolled in crushed Andes Mints. Wow. And if you're a popcorn fan, their movie theater butter popcorn is the real deal. So if you're sending a gift, stocking the office, or planning an event, you have to go to crunchtimewv.com. Today's resource spotlight is LinkedIn. It's the world's largest professional network for a reason. It's one of the best places to get your ideas out there and build real relationships that lead to real opportunities. And for businesses, their advertising tools let you target exactly who you need to reach. So go connect with our very own executive producer, Lanier Johnson, on LinkedIn. Just look him up, and if you want to partner or request a guest spot, that's the place to do it. And finally, today's show is powered by Fundrise. Their innovation fund, ticker VCX, is all about long-term growth by investing in a portfolio of high-growth private tech companies. We're talking about getting exposure to firms in AI and data infrastructure before they even think about going public. You can check it all out and learn more at fundrise.com/VCX. Okay, let's get right into it with a question that might sound a little weird. Is your team too friendly? I know, it sounds crazy, right? We spend all this time and energy on team building and camaraderie because we want to work with people we genuinely like. But what if that friendliness, that comfort, actually becomes a roadblock to your success? Well, this brings us to something we call the friendship trap. And it's sneaky. This isn't some big, obvious problem that hits you over the head. It's a slow creep, where a team gets so close, so comfortable, that they stop challenging each other. The tough questions stop being asked. And while camaraderie feels great, when it leads to stagnation, groupthink, and zero innovation, it becomes a very serious problem. Let me tell you about a real-world example, a software firm we'll call Apex Tech. On the surface, their culture was amazing. Everyone was buddies. But beneath that friendly veneer, the company was flatlining. Growth had completely stalled. Their best people, their real A players, were quietly heading for the exits. Why? Because promotions weren't going to the most competent people, they were going to the most loyal friends. That right there is the friendship trap in action. And folks, it is a silent killer for so many organizations. So you're probably thinking, okay, how do you fix this? How do you escape the trap? Well, the solution is, let's just say it's unconventional. A bit radical even. It comes from Robert Greene's hugely influential and, pretty controversial book, The 48 Laws of Power. And today, we're going to zero in on law number 2. Greene really doesn't pull any punches here. His warning is stark. He's saying that friends in a professional setting can actually become a liability. Why? Because of envy, because familiarity can lead to them becoming complacent or taking you for granted. It's a challenging idea, for sure, but it really forces you to stop and re-examine the nature of your relationships at work.
Now let's be crystal clear about something. This law is not a license to be a manipulative jerk. That's not the point at all. Think of it as a strategic principle. It's about consciously deciding to prioritize objective skills and welcome critical perspectives, even if they come from someone outside your inner circle. It's about building a team that is truly resilient, not just one that's comfortable.
Okay, so how does this actually play out? When Greene uses that loaded word, enemies, let's reframe it for the modern workplace. We're not talking about your arch nemesis. Think of them as challengers, or critics, or maybe even outsiders. These are the people who just see the world differently. They aren't afraid to be the lone voice of dissent. And that right there is precisely where their immense value lies. Let's just put it side by side. Friends often lack objectivity. They'll fall into groupthink because they don't want to rock the boat. A challenger, on the other hand, they're highly motivated to prove their worth. They're going to give you that unfiltered, objective criticism that you desperately need to spot flaws and drive real innovation. And here's the kicker, the real secret sauce. When you turn a challenger into an ally, they often become your most loyal supporters because they have everything to prove.
I get it. This can all sound a little theoretical. Sure, sounds interesting, but does it actually work? Well, let's go back to our story about Apex Tech Solutions, the company that was drowning in niceness. We're going to see exactly how their CEO used this very principle to pull off a massive turnaround.
Their CEO, Lisa Jordan, rolled out a three-part plan inspired by Law Number 2. First, she strategically brought challengers into the fold. Second, she completely redefined what loyalty meant at the company. And third, she redistributed power to build real trust. Let's break down each one.
So first, Lisa identified her key challenger. There was a guy on the team named Ravi Patel, known for his, well, let's call it abrasive honesty. He'd been sidelined for years because he wasn't a yes man. But Lisa did the exact opposite of what everyone expected. She didn't silence him. She promoted him to VP of product. Imagine the shockwaves that sent. It was a powerful, unmistakable message. Dissent is welcome here. And that healthy friction he created, it immediately sparked new ideas.
And the results came fast. With a challenger like Ravi in a key leadership role, innovation at Apex Tech just exploded. The new product features they rolled out didn't just meet forecasts, they blew them out of the water by a staggering 40%. That is the real, tangible impact of shattering groupthink.
What was next? She redefined loyalty. It was no longer about who you were buddies with. It was about your contribution and your performance. The culture immediately started to feel more fair, more merit-based. And guess what happened? The best employees stopped leaving. In just 1 year, attrition among their top performers dropped by 27%.
But, maybe the most dramatic result was the cultural shift. As leaders started to model what respectful disagreement looked like, trust across the entire organization just soared. Look at the numbers from their annual employee survey. Trust in leadership jumped from a pretty shaky 62% all the way up to a rock-solid 84%.
Okay, let's circle back to that elephant in the room. I know this law can sound cynical, even a little ruthless, but the Apex Tech case is the perfect proof that when you apply it thoughtfully, it's not about manipulation. It's about principled leadership that is laser-focused on high performance.
This is not a playbook for creating a toxic, backstabbing culture. Not at all. It's a strategy for building something much more powerful, cognitive diversity. It's about having a team of people who think differently. It's about valuing merit over who you know. And frankly, it's about having people around you who will spot your blind spots, the ones everyone else is too nice to point out.
This quote really just sums it all up, doesn't it? The key to real power, to real influence, is being objective enough to know who is the best person for the job in any given situation. The advice is simple. Keep your friends for friendship, but when it comes to your work, your mission, you have to work with the skilled and the competent. Period.
So I'll leave you with a final question to chew on. Take a hard look at your own team, your own organization. Who is the challenger that you've been overlooking, or maybe even avoiding? That person just might be your single greatest asset. Before we go, please support our sponsors. This episode was brought to you by Crunch Time Gourmet Popcorn and Apples out of Bridgeport, West Virginia. We're talking gourmet popcorn and caramel apples made with homemade caramel in small batches. It's perfect for game day, movie night, or just treating your team. Shop all the amazing flavors online at crunchtimewv.com. That's crunchtimewv.com. And if you want to go further, check out LinkedIn Premium. It's designed to help you get hired, grow your business, or learn new skills. If you're serious about growth, it's absolutely worth exploring. And this segment's featured platform is Fundrise's innovation fund, VCX. If you've ever wanted to get in on high-growth tech companies before they go public, Fundrise is regular investors a way to do it through a diversified fund. You can learn more at fundrise.com/VCX. For any additional information, please don't hesitate to reach out via our website at www.karasinnovations.com. And don't forget to check out our other podcast, The Continuous Improvement Lab, and our YouTube channel, Karasin Innovations Group. And a final huge thank you to our executive producer and founder, Lanier Johnson. Thanks for tuning in.